Hey there, folks. How we doing? It is time to turn the tablet on. It's close to 6:30 at night. Anyway, I'll have that time day stamp in a minute. I needed to make this video to handle some issues that some people wanted to know about regarding this. The ET thing, abduction, which, like I said, well over 90% of the time, you're being helped. 6:26 p.m., Wednesday, September 6, 2017. 6, intuition, understanding, coming together is number 2. And 6 again is intuition. And there are a lot of you coming together for that. Okay. Excuse me. A lot of you getting stronger. It's time for things to happen here. Before we get started, this won't take too long. It's going to be a short one. You'll see it by the minutes. Some new friends out in Sydney, Australia. I'm tired. We've been waiting to get a hold of you for a few days after you paid for the consult. We know there's an issue. Okay. There's something going on, and I understand it. Deanna brought it up, to me just a minute ago. If we don't hear from you by 8 o'clock, by the 8th, boy, I'm having a problem. If we don't hear from you by the morning of the 8th, then Eastern Standard Time here, then I'm going to go ahead. I guess for you that's about the evening because you're 14 hours ahead of us. Then I'm going to go ahead and crank you all up, and then we'll go ahead and schedule a time when we can get together and talk about it. But I've got to get you done by the end of the day in the 8th. I have a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of stuff going on. And when I get into this court stuff, that takes away a lot of time from what I'm doing. That has to be done before I can get out of here. So you can be darn sure that I'm going to make sure that stuff happens. So we'll take care of you, but I want to explain it later because this is strong. Like I said, it's about 20% of what I give you, what I put in you total. You keep 20% of it. About 20% of it stays with you. That's next life. Okay. Also, Paul R. I cranked you up in 2014, I believe. And you just had a visitation. A lot of people have had this. I want to explain it. ET visitation and needle marks. You had said that you had blood that had come out of you, some lines of blood from needle marks, and you did. You're not lying. And where you had it, I want to explain what's going on because I have cranked you up. You are different. Your energy signature is different. A lot of people think, what I do and talk about, it's a joke. That's cool. They don't understand. They're not ready to even try. They don't know how to. They're afraid. Or they're just, got a real crappy attitude. They're buttheads. But whatever. Yeah, it's real. So are you. So are our friends and family in space. Same thing. Different planets. Bodies look different because the bodies originated on different planets with different compositions to it. Folks, this is all so simple. Getting rid of, trying to flush your brain of all the crap we've been taught all our lives is the most important thing, and then just leaving your mind open to See how you feel. As soon as you do that, you start using your abilities more. Remember, these are abilities. They're part of you. No, God gave you a gift you must use. No, it's part of you. You always had it. The only gift you ever received from from the original first being, was being released from them to be independent, be an individual, and that you are with your abilities. And you, excuse me, and you can develop them in and out of body, but we're all dealing with the in body right now. You had some needle marks with, just little traces of blood coming out. You had a very fast visit. You've been cranked up. You're being watched. Also, the little 3 needle marks in a row, that's pulling DNA samples out of you. That's, it's like in a triangular thing. They're checking your DNA, seeing where you're at, what's going on. They want to do everything they can to help you. You do have an important role. I tell people that when I talk to you that we're together for a reason and that you have a role to play. You do. You do, and you will. But they do too, and they help us. They can't stop and say hi. There's some serious penalties for anyone to show themselves to you. Serious penalties. Okay? For us, it'd be a lot worse than a DUI. Okay? I don't know what that is, but there's a commercial, $10,000 or board. I saw a billboard. That was a long time ago, too. It's probably 20 now. Who knows? Anyway, so they're not going to just show themselves, talk to you, say, okay, we need to do this now. They're just going to go ahead and do it and go. The folks that came to you literally were jumping from person to person to person, just flying all over the place. So they were very fast and not quite as neat as we would hope. Okay? They had a lot to do. They were in a rush, and they just kept going. For the rest of you too, sometimes you get needle marks in your fingers, okay, or in your feet, okay, and sometimes also in the mouth, where you have all these little small capillaries and stuff. That's where whatever you have going through your blood, solid matter, whatever you have going through there, waste and stuff, that's where it starts to build up. They will literally go in there, okay, loosen up the blood, take whatever they can out for samples, and then when they're in a real big hurry and they pull it out, the equipment they use is like, it's hardly bigger than a little needle, but it bends and moves all over the place, and it comes out and just left a little line. It was so small, but it's a small amount of blood, but because it's a small needle, it was very smooth. It's like you had said, Paul, that it wasn't nothing was smudged. It was when the things came out of you. If you look at the movie Taken and you see the little implants that were in the brains and how they looked and moved around, it's not exactly like that, but it's similar. I have 2 of those things going through me. A large one and a small one. Deanna has, back when she was having all the embryos put in her and then taken out, put in her for a few days and taken out again, they would come feed her nutrients and stuff that she needed. Okay? Honey, was that on your right arm or your left arm where you had that huge bulge?
The right one.
The right one, okay. It was on the right arm. She had a lump underneath the skin, and it got a little bigger. And there's a very, very, very small mark you can't see. I mean, it's so small when they do that. That was to put stuff in her that was slowly feeding through her body to help her with these embryos in there. The fluid used to do all this stuff, the human body's not used to it, so that's what they do. Plus, also, she gets hit real hard in the right heel. You get hit in the right heel when you can't walk.
Oh, they put here.
In the left heel.
It's not the
Oh, it's the ball, the left ball of the foot. You've had it in the heel too, though. Anyway, she gets hit in the feet and then in the fingers too, with those little weird-looking needles, the flexible ones. And that's keeping a track of it. Now, Serene, she's at the head of her class. Melee, she is too. Oh crap. Anyway, damn it. Give me a minute. Be right back.
The eggs, all the work is ruined.
What?
The eggs are. You don't know if they're the eggs with. You don't know now.
Okay, something popped up with Serene. Anyway, that's a done deal. The thing is that they literally are doing this to keep a track of you, see how you do, and see if there's something they need to do to help. You feel a little rough or something, fine. But if they want to make sure you're okay because you have a job to do when you get going, don't worry about it. These people are experts. They know what they're doing. This one gentleman, he was male. He was Sepoian, the one that came to you, Paul, and he was just going quick. He had no time. He had, I don't know how many people, 30-something people he had to get a hold of in that one night. Take samples from. So he was just a little quick, but it's fine. You're being watched after, okay? But you all out there having things with the needle marks, that's what's going on with the fingers and the feet and the hands and the mouth. There's small capillaries and stuff that builds in your bloodstream starts to build up a little bit. They can actually put in a soft frequency, sometimes even a fluid, but it's usually just a soft frequency to break it up. And then as it goes through, they actually take some samples of it and take a look at it, and when they see this or that, they know this or that. So, and the 3 needle marks, they're taking DNA samples when they do that. Sometimes they'll leave a little something in there too. But it's all for the good. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah. I want to show you a picture. This, I told you about that other large piece of dragon egg staurosinite crystal that I found. This has got a lot of golden flakes on it. I said golden. I don't know if they're golden mica, whatever. I don't know. Some other guys looked at it. They got all freaked out, all excited about it. And I said, that's not what it's about. Anyway, here's a picture of it. If you look at that puppy, it's 182 pounds. That scale up in the wall at the top of the frame, if you can freeze it and open that up, I know you all know how to work computers better than I do. But if you just take that snapshot, download it, whatever, you open up, you'll see in the scale it says 182 pounds. That last one I had was 66 pounds, and I couldn't pick that thing up. I'm weak, man. There's guys around that can pick that thing up, have some fun with it, but that's heavy, and that is huge, and it's about to be cracked up into some bigger pieces. Smaller pieces, but big pieces. Bigger pieces than the other 66-pound dragon egg staurosinite was. This stone actually has some fault cracks going through it, so it can be broken up easily. It was known that that's what I was going to have to do to move it around. So I just want to show that to y'all. Anyway, it's like I said, well, 99.8% of everything that happens with you when you're touched When you're taken, it's like being picked up. You're being taken in a limo to an incredible bunch of doctors that do stuff to help you. All that crazy stuff is over. Those Enog, if they show themselves anywhere, they're in big trouble. They will be picked off. They are seen. They cannot go around rocking nanted technology. So sometimes you'll see little needle marks, and you might have small memories that come in and out. Wait and see. We're used to it because it's almost a daily occurrence here, which is good. It's nice. Folks, there are friends. Everything's changing for the better. Everything's going to slowly become what it should have been originally. Anyway, excuse me. I just want to tell you about that. Don't worry about anything bad happening. And Paul, you're being looking after really well. When I crank you up, things start coming alive. You'll know that, but it's more than that, and you'll find out later. It's more important it happens later after I go than now. Folks, love you, man. Take care. Have fun.